taking a break. I dedicated today to do some heavy, heavy cleaning. I'm cleaning every inch of floor with bleach. I love to do this. I love the smell of bleach. To me, it is a positive sign that you have killed just about everything that needs to be killed. You should bleach. I don't know, a couple of times a week, twice a week. Bleach all your floors, kill everything, and get the dust. The dust is my problem. But anyway, I decided to take a break, and I'm also putting together a bookcase that I ordered from Amazon, and I'm trying to figure out these instructions. I have already gotten 80% of it done, so or 50% of it done. Yeah, 80% of it done. So, but anyway, I was just sitting here thinking like, it's the age old question. Why is it that these women that have it together, why do they choose bums? And what I mean by have it together is she's got a driver's license, she's got a car, she's got her own apartment, she's got her own house. She's making decent money. She keeps jobs. I know a young woman in my area. She's like 30 something years old. Known her ever since she was young, and she does Uber and DoorDash all year round. That's all she does. And she was telling me how she makes a lot of money. She was one of the earliest people in this area to do this, and that's her main source of income. And she does well, and she loves it, and she's pretty much her own boss. I haven't seen her in a while. She's a white woman, and she's really nice. She really, really, I see her everywhere. But I remember how she goes through two baby daddies. And if I remember correctly, one of them was white and the other one is black. And, every time she sees me, which is not often, she will give me a recap of what's going on with her life. Because, like I said, I've known her ever since she was a child and whatnot. I know her mother too, and they all know me and stuff like that. And she always seems to get with these bums that are beneath her, right? And she keep a house, she keeps a car. Matter of fact, she has two cars. And I was just thinking about her recently. I was like, because I've seen this behavior in white women, I've seen this in black women, I've seen this in Hispanic women, I've seen this behavior over and over and you can't just say that this is a black woman thing. You can't. That would be a lie. Plenty of white women do this as well too. So I was like, I was just thinking like, why do they do this? And then I looked at the white woman that's like 32 years old. She is literally, she's always been big. I would say she's literally around 220. I mean, she big, man. She got a pretty face, but she's a biggin, man. You know, um, there ain't no there ain't no stellar white guys that are looking for somebody like her. There really isn't. There is no stellar white guys that are looking for somebody like her. That is not the case. It's just not the case. When women get that big, they have to really accept whatever comes their way. That's just the way life is, and it's always going to be this way. I don't know if I wouldn't know. I don't know if parents are passing this wisdom down that your weight matters and that if you are a big girl, you just don't have a lot of options. And in a lot of cases, you have to accept whatever comes your way. That's just the truth of the matter. A lot of people don't want to hear this, but the truth. I have an Asian female friend. I know this because it's funny. I haven't talked to her in a while. I have to. She would normally. We have the same birth date, and we I she is, what is she? She's 2 days after my birthday. Same birth month, 2 days after my birthday. So we've always contacted each other. She hasn't contacted me this year. She lives in the Philippines, and I've been worried about her because she is morbidly obese, and I hope she's still alive because her, she's. I've known her for like 5 years. We just talk online. We're just friends and whatnot, and really, really, really nice people. I talked to her mother and father, but just, she would tell me all the time. Her father told her ever since she was little that you can't get big. If you get big, there's no man that's going to want you. And she has only had one man in her life, and he left her, and that ended up in disaster because she's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and this is a problem. This is a problem. So I know a lot of these women, even though they are go getters, even though they are hard chargers, even though they maintain themselves really, really well, uh, because I see some of these women on my job. It's the same thing. Like I've had different jobs in my life whereby this woman, and they will tell us this because they want us to know, if you this is the woman that has an order of protection against her boyfriend in the building. All the employees know this. This is her. If you ever see her with this guy and he enters the building, immediately call 911 because he has threatened to do her harm, right? I saw the picture of her, and she is I say she's a 230-pound white woman, and he is a scraggly looking, a dirtbag looking young white male. That's just the best way that I can see it. He only wears hoodies everywhere. His skin looks fucked up. I mean, he's a dirtbag, but this that was all she can get. That was all she can get. I mean, women live in this alternate reality universe of, you go girl, you have a college degree. You go girl, you have a federal job. You go girl, you have a state job. You go girl, you have a county job. You're making 50,000 a year, but you're sloppy. You're overweight. You're not taking care of yourself. Or in general, even if some of them are not that, um, they're not that big, they don't take care of themselves in the way of dressing to look attractive. There's a lot of 30-year-old women in my area that they're not ugly, they're not overweight, they just dress like old women. This is another thing that I've been noticing over the years because I had a female boss 10 years ago. She was only 40, but she dressed like she was a 60-year-old woman. And I was telling the other boss, I was like, why does she dress like this? And she goes, we really don't know, but it is what it is. Because I remember, the head boss would only come around once in a while, and I never met her before, and she was asking about my boss, and I said, who are you? And she goes, you don't know who I am? And she goes, I'm your head boss. And I said, I've never met you before. And she goes, oh, okay. She started laughing, and I realized that she was, we were around the same age at the same time, but she always dressed. Yeah, I was like 40, and she was like 40, and she dressed like a six. Every single last one of her clothes was these old lady clothes. It was these like these, how can I put it? Like 1950s kind of shit. But she was like 40, and it looked really dated, and it was unattractive, and you would just have to see it, and everybody looked at her like she was crazy. Like, why are you dressing like this? Like, seriously, if I started walking around anywhere in 2025 in some 1800s outfits, people would look at me like I was crazy. They'd be like, "Is there something wrong with him? Why is he dressing in top hats?" And they would think that I was crazy. This is how she looked. She would dress in them old looking clothes all the time. I thought she was absolutely insane. She was a nice person, but she dressed like a goddamn weirdo. Like, you're not a time traveler, so why are you dressing in these old clothes? And these old clothes don't look good on you. It is, but anyway, you have a lot of women that just because she got a degree, she doesn't know how to dress in modern attire. I'm not telling women that they have to go out here and look like a slut. No, but they have to learn how to dress modern and to be physically alluring at the same time. Closing it out, it was, and they like to say rape is about control. Well, these women, they choose these bums as control because what they don't want the world to understand is she can't get a man outside of her level. Whatever her level is, I would say a lot of these women, they are a basic five, so they can't get a man outside of five. They can't. She'll show you her college degree on the wall. She'll show you that she lives in a $400,000 home. She'll show you that she drives a nice brand new car and all this other shit. She'll show you all these things. But physically, she's a five. So this is the reason why why they usually end up with somebody that is a worthless, drug addicted, alcoholic loser. I've seen this so many times, so many times. I've seen so many books because I've done security in different buildings. I've seen so many books where, we have these people's pictures because there is an active order of protection against these men with these women. And these men look horrible. I'm just like, and you know, the drug look, the druggy face, the pimples, the hoodies. I mean, just a complete dirtbag. She goes to work every day. She wears dresses and skirts and nice dressed dressed female jackets. She's always appropriate, and her husband or her baby daddy, her boyfriend, is some hoodie wearing, sneaker wearing loser that can't keep a job, that's always drunk and high. And it's I've been to a bunch of these company parties, and when you see these women and they bring their baby daddy or even their husband to the party, you're just like, what the hell is? Everybody's just looking like she married that. Like, but then again, you also have some pretty women who get with these same losers as well too. And for that, I would say these are the women that have daddy issues. These are the women that their dad was never around, or he was around but he wasn't emotionally available, and she never got her emotional needs met from her father. So this is why she's always picking bums. This is why she's always picking losers, because her mind is fractured in many many ways, because you know she never got the love that she should have got from her father. This is exactly what has gone on with a lot of these women. I always hate to see this, because I told of a tragic story of this was many 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 years, well, 8 years ago. I was working this part-time job, and it was at a transportation company, and this woman, white woman, white baby daddy, she brought him to the company picnic, and she told everybody he doesn't keep a job, he's an alcoholic, and yada yada yada, and she brought him, and yeah, we saw what she was telling us about. This guy was a total loser, and he killed her. He killed her, man. He killed her because she was paying for everything, and he didn't have a job at all. And then he found out that she was cheating on him, and that was it. He got rid of her. So that's it. Uh, it's never going to stop. These are the same women who go to jail to this day to look for men, and they see plenty of men in their community, and you're like, why are y'all are still going to jail looking for a man, and there's plenty of single men. Hell, these women might as well be a side piece to a married man. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Then to deal with a complete jailbird, like a jailbird, or you got a whole man in your house, and this fucker don't even have one job. What? How is he fucking you? I just, you can't respect him. You have a child, a grown ass child, sharing your bed. How is he fucking you? How does your pussy get wet from a grown man that don't even have a job? I've never understood this. I never will.